welcome to the last trauma response that I'm going to be covering. And this is not that well known. Fight and flight, everybody knows about. Freeze is becoming more and more common. Fawn is trailing in the background there, but it is just as real as the others. So the fawn response, that is the people pleaser. That is the person who goes to any extent to just keep the peace. That is the person who will forgo self, needs, wants, wishes, desires. 99% of the time they don't even know what they are if they were asked, and they align themselves with other people believing that if they do that, then that person won't leave them, that they will keep the peace. If things go wrong, they blame themselves. It's all about them. They did it. They must be at fault. Fawn is my second to third strongest. As I said, for me, flight and fawn tend to interchange. I am really very well aware of the fawn response. The fawn response has no boundaries, zero boundaries. You have no idea what boundaries look like. The word no sticks, you actually don't get that out. It comes with so much guilt and so much shame. We spent years and years and years walking on eggshells, tiptoeing around, trying to keep the peace, reading body language, facial expressions, looks, tension, feeling the tension, knowing when that tension enters a room that we need to make sure that we just keep everything as quiet and as calm and as pleasing to the abuser as possible. Fawns 99% of the time had one parent at least who was a narcissist. There is a lost voice. You don't have a voice, you don't know how to express your voice, you don't know how to say what is good, what isn't good, what you like, what you don't like. You have no idea. You align yourself, Stockholm syndrome, with your abuser so much just so that you can survive. You lose you. And as a child, when it normally starts, you actually never get to discover who you actually are. You have no idea of your needs, thoughts, wishes, desires, because you have merged them with that of another to such a degree that you don't actually know who you are. And so again, this is not judgment, this is not criticism, this is just survival. You needed to survive a narcissist. There is a large sense of overwhelm, a large sense of everything is up to you, that it is your responsibility to make everybody else around you happy, that it is your responsibility to make sure that everybody else's needs are tended to such a point that you feel extreme exhaustion all the time. Obviously you have deep depression because you're not being authentically you. You don't even know who authentically you is. You have confusion, you have overwhelm, you make difficulty making your own decisions. So you look to others to make decisions for you because you don't know what the right decision is. You haven't had the practice to make the right decisions for yourself. Basically, your fawn is the codependent. So I will discuss this in future videos. The codependent is primed and ready to be at the beck and call of the narcissist. Unfortunately, what happens so often is that if you don't heal the codependent, you will keep being in your life drawn to the narcissist. You will keep being drawn to that same abuser. So often the cycle will happen that a person grew up with an alcoholic parent and they found themselves married later in life to an alcoholic. It's because the personality traits of the codependent, that compliance, that yes sir, no sir, whatever you need sir, could also be ma'am, don't get me wrong, it could also be a man having this relationship with a woman. You just live in this perpetual state of living for others in a way that is toxic and damaging for yourself, because you have no idea who you are, and you will go to all extremes to keep the peace, take the blame. You are always wrong. It is all about you. You will find ways to make it about you, not because you are trying to be unkind, not because you're trying to be victim-y, though sometimes that too does become a habit, but because what you were used to it. You were probably told over and over again growing up that it was your fault, you are wrong, this is about you. If only you were more like this, if only you were more like this, if only you did whatever, fill in the blank. Because this message was drummed into you as a child, you have grown up believing this, and you have taken this with both hands. And so going on in future relationships, when things go wrong, when trials come up, when contention enters the picture, it is so easy to take blame before you've even been blamed. So you will, this is me, I did this, I always do this, I don't know why I attract this into my life, I am a terrible person, I am a horrible person. What we tend to do is we beat ourselves up, and that voice that we grew up with, that narcissistic parent, becomes like a foghorn in our brains. This is what we hear, this is what we believe, and if you are in a dysfunctional relationship, it just perpetuates that abuse, because the narcissist in your life will confirm that for you. So you are internally berating yourself, and the narcissist is going, yep, you're right. Okay, so you've really got to be onto yourself and realize and recognize it's really, guys, about being honest. Am I a codependent? Do I attract narcissists in my life? And narcissists can come in all forms. You get different types of narcissists. I was very onto one kind of narcissist and was able to avoid them. And then I was blindsided by another type of narcissist. So what we need to do is continually heal and become better so that we don't bring these narcissists into our lives. Again, tricky topic, and one that I will cover at a later stage. So there we go. Your anger response, the extreme of that, is your narcissist. Your flight response, the extreme of that, is OCD. Your freeze response, the extreme of that, is disassociation. And your fawn response, your people pleasers, the extreme of that are your codependents, which regrettably draws in the narcissist. Subscribe, leave a like, hit the notifications button, and if you have any questions or anything you want to add, please comment below.